In today's world, politics and big business are more connected than ever before. But did you know that in the US, corporations spend over $4.5 billion each year just to influence government decisions? That's more than the entire budget of many countries. And it's not just money, the real power lies in the quiet deals made behind closed doors. More than 12,000 lobbyists are working non-stop to push policies that favor big companies. These lobbyists are not just giving advice, they're actually writing the laws. What's even crazier is how many politicians jump from their government roles into high-paying corporate jobs. About 42% of former senators and 28% of representatives do this, creating a constant cycle where corporations keep control of the political game. And while you're getting your news from mainstream media, large corporations control what you see, shaping the political stories that get told. In this video, we'll uncover how big businesses use these strategies to influence everything from elections to everyday laws. You'll learn the truth about how money, lobbyists, and even the media keep corporations in charge, and what can be done to stop it. Stay tuned as we dive into this hidden world where politics and corporate power collide. Chapter 1: The Corporate Puppeteers. Who's really pulling the strings? Corporations aren't just passive players in the political system. They are active participants, often behind the scenes. It starts with lobbying. In 2023, companies in the US spent over $4.5 billion on lobbying efforts alone. These lobbyists don't just meet with politicians, they craft policies, write laws, and shape the narrative on issues. Think tanks funded by corporations help write legislative proposals, creating a solution to problems that just so happen to benefit the corporate funders. But it's not just money that's at play. These corporations also use their networks and connections to influence lawmakers. Politicians, especially those in leadership positions, often rely on corporate donations to fund their campaigns. It's a circle where money leads to power, and power leads to more money. As former US Senator John McCain once said, "Money is the mother's milk of politics." And in today's world, that mother is big business. Chapter 2: The Money Trail. Where campaign dollars really go. The real power in politics often lies in campaign contributions. In fact, over 70% of US Senate candidates' funding comes from corporate donations. Take 2016 as an example. Companies like Comcast, Goldman Sachs, and AT&T spent millions backing candidates who would support their interests. It's a system that ensures those with the most money have the loudest voice. What's even more troubling is the rise of political action committees, PACs. These entities raise funds to back candidates who are likely to push the agendas of their corporate backers. In 2020 alone, PACs raised over $2 billion, with large corporations being some of the top contributors. This money doesn't just influence elections, it influences policy decisions for years to come. The more money in politics, the more power is consolidated into the hands of the few. Chapter 3: The Silent Power of Corporate Lobbyists. Masters of legislation. Lobbyists are like invisible architects of legislation. They craft bills that reflect the interests of big corporations while maintaining a low profile. In the United States, over 12,000 registered lobbyists are working full-time to influence the political process. The oil and gas industry alone spends more than $120 million annually on lobbying efforts to shape environmental and energy policies. And it's not just industries like oil, gas, or pharmaceuticals that use lobbyists. Even technology companies like Google and Facebook spend millions to ensure their business models aren't harmed by new regulations. In 2022, the tech industry shelled out $75 million in lobbying. The goal? To influence legislation that keeps their dominance intact, often at the cost of privacy protections or antitrust laws. If you're finding this information eye-opening, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos on how money and power shape our world. Chapter 4: The Revolving Door. Politicians as corporate insiders. The revolving door between politics and business is another strategy that keeps corporate influence in check. Politicians often transition into corporate roles after leaving office. In return, these corporations benefit from their political connections, gaining insider knowledge and access to key decision-makers. In fact, 42% of former US senators and 28% of representatives land high-paying jobs with corporate firms within a year of leaving Congress. These corporate roles give former politicians a significant advantage when pushing corporate agendas. This system creates a cycle where corporate interests continue to dominate policy discussions, and lawmakers use their influence to help corporations later in their careers. Chapter 5: Corporate Media Manipulation. Shaping the political narrative. While politicians make the rules, corporations help craft the stories that get told. Large corporations control much of the media in the US, and this has a direct impact on public opinion and political decision-making. From news outlets to social media platforms, corporate interests have a significant hand in shaping the political narrative. A report from the 2017 Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism revealed that 6 media companies controlled more than 90% of the U.S. media landscape. This concentration of power allows corporations to control what stories are told, how they're told, and which ones are ignored. Politicians who align with corporate interests are often given favorable coverage, while those who challenge corporate power face negative media portrayals. Chapter 6: The Resistance. Can we break the corporate grip on politics? So, is it possible to break the corporate grip on politics? There are efforts to change the system. Grassroots movements like #MeToo and Black Lives Matter have shown the power of organized people. On the political front, there's growing support for campaign finance reform. In 2010, the Citizens United ruling allowed corporations to spend unlimited money on elections, but some are calling for a reversal to limit corporate donations. One potential solution is the expansion of transparency laws. Requiring corporations to publicly disclose their lobbying activities and donations could shine a light on the true influence behind political decisions. Additionally, pushing for stricter regulations on the revolving door between government and corporate sectors could curb the revolving door phenomenon that keeps politicians too close to their corporate backers. Reformers argue that the key to reclaiming politics is public awareness. By shining a spotlight on corporate interests, voters can demand change. The first step is understanding how corporate power operates in politics. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay updated on future videos and learn more about corporate influence in politics, make sure to subscribe. We've only scratched the surface of this complex issue, and there's more to uncover.